Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5:30.
Some educators are slamming new legislation, saying it'll only take away opportunities for Minnesota's brightest high school students. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. At issues are higher standards for college and the high school teachers. As Valley News Team's Neil Carlson shows us, some educators say students at rural high schools could end up taking a hit because of lawmakers.
They'll see that, especially in rural areas, this could take opportunities away from kids.
The new legislation would require high school teachers to have a master's degree if they're teaching college and high school courses, classes that allow students to gain some college credits while still in high school. Crookston Superintendent Chris Bates says they already have a tough time getting enough teachers, and that most folks with master's degrees in subjects like math just aren't going to teach at the high school level.
If you've got a master's or a doctorate in mathematics, you're probably looking at teaching at the college level.
Or a high-paying job in the corporate world.
IBM or 3M, absolutely. I mean, people are crying out for those kind of people, too.
And just up the road at the University of Minnesota Crookston, officials say the college and high school program is important on a couple of fronts.
Those high-achieving students that are looking for something to fill their class schedule, so they're not taking a study hall or a class that they really don't need, this provides them that alternate, rigorous class to gain college credit while staying at the high school. And then the high school doesn't lose any money because they're able to maintain that per pupil in the district.
At this point, Superintendent Bates says he's hoping it's another one of those pieces of legislation that will wind up being changed or thrown out. He says it would simply limit the opportunity for their best high school students to gain some college credits in greater Minnesota. In Crookston, Neil Carlson, Valley News Live.
The new legislation is scheduled to take effect in 2017 unless it's changed or thrown out in the next session. 2 people are behind bars after what police are calling a weekend crime spree. It began at the Radisson Hotel in downtown Fargo on Sunday. A woman called police saying someone had stolen her purse. Then, while looking for her car in the parking ramp, she realized that was stolen too. Police believe the 2 people they arrested used the stolen car to drive to the woman's house and continue the crime spree. Officers arrested this man and woman 2 blocks from the woman's house in the stolen car. They say 32-year-old Ashley Begelke and 24-year-old Dustin Hendrickson were seen by police on surveillance video from the hotel taking the woman's purse.
It only takes a second for someone that is an opportunist to come and take those types of items. And this is a good example on how if they get something like a purse or a wallet, those things have items in that can lead to further crimes.
Police are still investigating what was taken from the woman's home. Right now, Hendrickson and Begelke are being charged with vehicle theft and possession of stolen property. And coming up tonight on Valley News Live at 6, Nicole Johnson will tell you how to prevent something like this from happening to you. It sounds like the heat will continue to stick around for a couple more days. Let's check in with meteorologist Robert Hahn for a look at first weather. Robert?
Yeah, it is going to be nice and warm as we head through the next couple of days. Yesterday, a very warm day across the area, including a couple of 90s up in Langdon and at Devils Lake. Today, cooler off towards the north, but still warm off towards the south with some 80s across the south. 79 here in Fargo, 70 in Langdon, 64 cool degrees up in the Roseau area. We have seen a few clouds, but we've seen plenty of sunshine as well as we've gone through the day today. Underneath those clouds, we do have a few isolated sprinkles, but the vast majority of us going to stay dry. Roseau, War Road, up in the Badette area. You may see a brief shower as we head through the next hour or two, but some of that likely not even reaching the ground. Here in Fargo, it's going to be a dry evening. We're going to see temperatures slowly dropping on off. Some upper 70s in your 7 o'clock hour, 8 o'clock, mid 70s. And as we head through the 9 o'clock hour, some low 70s. We're going to see those winds really cranking up as we head through the day on your Tuesday, and that's really going to allow us to warm up. How warm do we get? We'll let you know coming up in just a few minutes.
All right. Thank you, Robert. A Dalton, Minnesota woman who's accused of stealing money from an I-94 crash scene in June has pleaded not guilty. 42-year-old Tara Lindquist is charged with misdemeanor theft. She was a first responder for Dalton Fire Rescue. Investigators say she admitted to taking $120 from the billfold of a victim of the deadly crash. 18-year-old Zach Qualvog of Moorhead and his 14-year-old brother Connor died in the pickup rollover. 2 other teenagers were hurt. Lindquist is scheduled to appear in court again in early November. Investigators are still trying to determine the cause of an early morning fire in the Northern Valley. It was reported outside the Knights of Columbus Hall at 2 o'clock this morning. A couch in front of the building was on fire and the blaze spread to the exterior of the building. Crews were able to extinguish it before there was any damage inside. It still hasn't been determined, though, what or who caused it. A Valley City man is facing several drug charges following a chase last night. Investigators say a police officer tried to make a traffic stop, but as the vehicle pulled over, Shelton Ard got out and ran into a field. 2 officers eventually arrested him and found 3 bags of marijuana that Ard had thrown out during the chase. They also seized $360 in cash. Ard is charged with possession of a controlled substance with intent to deliver, fleeing, and an outstanding warrant for failing to pay child support. 2 top Fargo police administrators are in the hunt for the department's top job. Interim Chief Dave Todd and Joel Vettel, who heads up the investigations division, are among 4 finalists selected for the post. The chief selection committee got to work this morning. 22 people initially applied for the job, but 2 dropped out. The other finalists are Robert Tyser of Eagle, Colorado, and Luis Soler of Frisco, Texas. Mayor Mahoney says he's really looking forward to interviewing the finalists.
I think it's always interesting to say what's a difficult situation you've been in, how do you handle it? And whenever I've asked that question of candidates, I'm always a little bit surprised at their response, because you learn a variety of things. Everybody's been in a different area in their life and maybe a tight spot or something that happened. So it's always an opportunity to say, okay, you know, this just happened, you had a school shooting, you know, what's your response, or what are you going to do about it?
The interviews are set for the first week in October. Mayor Mahoney says he'd like to see a new chief appointed next month. As the 1-year anniversary approaches since the murder of NDSU student Tom Bierson, Valley News Team's Ashley Bishop talks with his family as they continue to struggle with the loss and hope new leads will bring their son's killer to justice. Coming up tonight on Valley News Live 10 at 10, hear their story of grief and healing and what they're doing to help keep Tom's memory alive. While the focus has been shifted toward the Iran deal and the papal visit, a budget deadline still looms in Congress. And one U.S. senator isn't forgetting where he wants to see some of the funding go. Washington correspondent Kelly Meyer reports.
In Pennsylvania alone, Senator Bob Casey says as many as 10,000 children between the ages of 3 and 4 are turned away from Head Start programs. As the budget deadline draws closer, he's urging Congress to make room for these programs. School is officially back in session, but Pennsylvania Senator Bob Casey says not for all.
We've got to invest in children, because if they learn more now, they're going to earn more later.
He's calling on Congress to close a gap he says is keeping thousands of kids from attending Head Start and Early Head Start. He says in Pennsylvania alone, only about 10% of eligible children are able to attend Early Head Start due to lack of funding. He believes making this investment now is an investment in America's future.
In addition to being the right thing to do, it also has a tremendous economic impact.
Head Start and Early Head Start help prepare kids for school that come from low-income families. Since 1965, it has served more than 31 million children. In the most recent study, federal funding dropped in the years 2012 to 2013. Senator Casey wants to ensure that in 2015, it doesn't do the same. Senator Casey tells me part of the challenge with funding these programs comes down to the year-by-year appropriation battles here on Capitol Hill. It'll only be a few more weeks until we find out just how much funding Head Start programs will receive. Reporting in Washington, I'm Kelly Meyer.
For more information on Head Start funding, go to valleynewslive.com and click on the Hot button. It's Back to School Monday, and today's topic is something plenty of parents fear: students being bullied in school. Mental health professionals say if a child is losing interest in school, gets anxious, or wants to skip, it could mean there's a problem. The first step is to open communication and talk with kids about what's going on. Listen to their stories and decide if action, like involving a teacher or principal, needs to happen. Also, keep an eye on your kids' social media profiles to see if they're saying hurtful things about others, and talk to them about the consequences it could have.
You could have something as just feeling horrible about your day, crying, being depressed, anxious about going to school, anxious about having conversations with them. You could be thinking about suicide. There's so many different things that could significantly impact you just by somebody being a bully and kind of attacking you verbally, physically, mentally, psychologically, any of those kinds of things. And it's just very hurtful, very harmful. And it's important that teenagers really think about how they're impacting others.
For more on signs and ways to help your kids, go to valleynewslive.com and look for this story under the Valley Today tab. A voice familiar to many in the Valley will be heard on NBC's The Voice next week. Blind Joe posted on his Facebook page that he auditioned for the popular show. He's a completely blind singer and songwriter from the Fargo area. So you can tune in at 7 p.m. September 21st to see how he does. Still ahead tonight, Facebook tests an app that could bring virtual reality to your smartphone.
Outside of a few isolated sprinkles, a pretty quiet day today, but things start to turn more and more unsettled as we head through the week. Your forecast details coming up right after this.